fine, wild ones. It's Bernadette. I am here with your Pick a Card Daily Tarot reading for Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020, the day that shall not be mentioned. There's so many people running around out there. It reminds me of in Harry Potter when Bill Nye was like, "These are dark times. There's no denying it." Y'all, it doesn't have to be dark times. And even if there is a dark time, light is going to come out and balance it. So chillax. And let me tell you something. If I'm being honest, I was a little scared at what spirit animal would come out today. And then B, the Wheel of Fortune. Woo! Here's why I love this card on today. You know, I can't even tell you how long I took this morning on a meditation before I pulled this card, because I just wanted it to be as pure of a reading as it could be for y'all. Whether you are paying attention to the day that shall not be mentioned or not, you know, who doesn't want to have the best card that they could possibly have, the best spirit, totem, or power animal that they can possibly have, and it's all in the timing, right? So, again, regardless of what day today is here in the United States, but the world is watching, we've got a day that's ruled by the sacral chakra, and we've got a Mars aggressive energy. Lots of red, lots of orange, and that's been the theme since Friday or Saturday, I don't remember, but there was Jaguar, and then there was Phoenix, and then, yeah, yesterday was Cardinal, and today we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Now, one of the reasons that this card is just so apropos for today is because the Wheel of Fortune it's very much like the medicine wheel in the Native American culture and other cultures that have a very similar kind of tool that they work with. And it's very much about karmic cycles. And all I can hear in my head when people are screaming and yelling and blocking each other on Facebook and having Twitter wars and, you know, craziness is karma, 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 chameleon. It is gonna be a karmic, I don't know, like the Rockettes, Radio City Music Hall, Broadway, a show in Vegas. It ain't gonna be as bad as you think, no matter where you lean. And please, I'm begging you, no conversation about this on my channel. I will block you. I love you, but I will block you. My channel is not for that. But I would be remiss if I didn't deliver the message that the spirit animals want me to deliver. Your animal allies, again, regardless of what's on your mind and in your spirit today, this is the big thing. So let's take a real quick look at the Wheel of Fortune card as it is in the traditional Rider Waite Tarot. I read with my own award-winning deck, the Arc, which is based on Rider Waite Tarot, and then it adds all of the, I don't know, the power of the animal allies, which makes these readings just really, really deep and really rich. So, you know, there's a cyclical thing that goes on, you know, again, like the medicine wheel, there's a cyclical thing that goes on in the Wheel of Fortune. And that's because, you know, everything has a reason and everything has a season. Can I prove that to you? Maybe as I get a little older, you know, I might have some empirical data. Today, it's just what I've observed, you know, casually through all the tens of thousands of readings I've done and classes I've taken and talking to people. And why I bring that up is it's really important to understand that there is a reason and there is a season for everything. Case in point, the reason that B wanted to be the Wheel of Fortune in the deck, in the Arc, is because there's been a reason and a season for bees. My gosh, just recently, and we're still not out of the woods, we might have, well, we were staring down the barrel of you know, no vegetation across the world because bees were being wiped out. And it's still not safe, but it's better than it was. What was that karmic thing all about? Perhaps it was the first wake-up call for humanity to get it together, to do the things that it's supposed to do. How this relates to you personally is Is it time for you to get it together? Is it time for you to do what you need to do? I know it is for me. I got all kinds of stuff that I want to do that I just, I don't know, ain't got around to yet. You know, we here in the South we call it around to it. Northerners are always like, what's around to it? Can I buy it at, Lowe's or Home Depot? What do I use it for? I'm like, no, around to it means you ain't got around to it. So what is it that you need to do? But keep, and I don't mean like, oh, I've got to get to that painting or I've got to get to cleaning my bathroom or whatever. It's really about a karmic thing. Do you really need to call somebody that kind of let a friendship fall by the wayside or whatever? Do you need to leave a job or leave a relationship that you just, the karma is over there? You've fulfilled, the energy is not there anymore, and you need to move on. Realize it's a circular kind of thing, and you can choose in a medicine wheel one of the four cardinal directions of creation, and go in that timing to make this lucky thing happen, because at the end of the day, it's called the Wheel of Fortune for a reason, y'all. It is all about luck, really, really good luck. But as I've quoted before, because I can't remember who said this, something like, I love luck. I find that the harder I work, the luckier I get. And all of the red tones and the gold tones in this card, they will help you find that passion. They will help you find that drive. It will ignite your spirit again with the ignition of spirit, right? Oh my God, that song reminds me. What is it in the Keys to Ignition? Bounce, bounce, bounce. That's what it was. Bounce, 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 bounce. That's it. Y'all got to bounce, bounce, bounce to your karmic destiny. I don't know what it is, but you're going to bounce, bounce, bounce. So when we take a look at a wheel, more often than not, it's in constant motion. And karma is the Sanskrit word for action or deed, in that every action has an effect. And the three beings that you see around the wheel, they talk about that. You've got a sphinx, you've got a serpent, you've got, I can't think of the name of the other one. And then you've got the five elements: earth, air, fire, water, spirit. You've got the symbols that correlate to the zodiac signs that go with those. And when you think, well, what kind of luck do I want coming to me? What do I think what luck is coming to me? And what karmic cycles am I going through? Let's talk about that again. Meaning, every action has a reaction. So today, it's important that you not think in a vacuum. Today, it's important that you consider who is orbiting your Earth, who is orbiting you, who is orbiting your sunflower, or whose sunflower do you want to orbit and pollinate and get all of that beautiful, luscious, golden bee energy in with everything that you're considering. When we have a day like today, a Mars energy, that's the go, 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 get it done, get it done, get it done, it can be really, we can get so focused on what we have to get done, what we need to get done, what we want to get done, that we don't see the hurricane that we're creating around us. Now, sometimes hurricanes are cool, right? Says Bernadette, who lives in the hurricane, alley of the world in Florida. But there's no denying that when a big hurricane comes through, man, it wipes a lot of things clean. It will clean up the woods. It will clean up the forests. It wipes a lot of things clean. And energetically, it definitely wipes a lot of things clean and gets them spinning again, so to speak, as deadly as they can be. When you talk about karma, that's just a whole long conversation that can go on forever and ever and ever, because everybody's got their opinion about karma. I don't offer an opinion about karma. Because I'm not 100% sure what I believe yet. I can tell you some things that I lean toward about karma, but they're a mashup of a lot of the different, viewpoints out there. However, At the end of the day, and I know I'm saying this again, there's no shame in being lucky. And there's also no shame in working hard, for sure. And there's definitely no shame in having your golden energy just radiate out everywhere. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, bees are not aerodynamically designed to be able to fly, but they've adjusted the way bees don't know that, so they fly anyway, and they've gone through evolution to be able to adjust their wings, how many times they flap, how up and down, so many, and that's what gives them liftoff. I bring that up because if I have talked to one person in the last 6 months, I must have talked to 500 in the last 6 months that really are having a hard time moving forward to claim their own luck, to claim their own abundance, to manifest what they want. And the whole minutia, the like emotional, mental minutia that is behind that is really quite something. So let's talk about B for a moment. It, I wouldn't say it's the greater part of this reading, but when we talk about karma and we talk about luck, always, always, always in classes, I know somebody's going to write me, they're going to Facebook me, and they're going to bring up the D word, deserve. Oh my gosh. Is there a more polarizing word than the word deserve? Because who deserves what, and who gets to decide that, and then who gets to dispense it, and then who gets to take it back? Not I, said Bernadette. I'm going to go mosaic something. I'm not getting involved in that conversation. What I will tell you about that is our souls are born perfect. Our souls are perfect. When we come into these lifetimes, I ask people all the time when they want to come have a reading, and they're always like, well, so-and-so did this to me or said this to me. And I'll say to them, I'll ask them, well, if you could know that you know that you know that in another lifetime you did XYZ to them, and this is your karmic payback, would you feel differently about this? 99.9% of the time they say yes. Well, when we talk about karma, when we talk about deserve, when we talk about major, spinning wheels and karmic, happenings, and a wheel that's always in motion, that's your spirit. It's a wheel that's always in motion. So when you are considering what luck you want to bring into your life, how it may or may not affect the people that you orbit or that orbit you, I would really encourage you to tap into bee energy as your spirit totem and power animal, because you're bringing things in from other lives. And when you take a look at bees, those bands that are around them, more cyclical kinds of things, more. When you think of the gold, that always makes me think of the golden threads that tie us together lifetime after lifetime, this lifetime into future lifetimes. And I say that, I've got a lot of questions about it. I'll do another video on it, but I mathematically, scientifically, I just don't see why you can't see into future lives. I mean, people pay, readers every day to predict the future. So, why not that? And again, taking a remote viewing class with Joseph McMoneagle at the Monroe Institute in Virginia, that taught me a big lesson about being able to see into the future. I'm still blown away when I think about that. But bees, by and large, are, everything that you would think that they would be. They're harbingers of good luck. Oh my gosh, in the Asian culture, they live for bee energy. They just, anything gold, anything red, those colors that bring out that kind of, things that can pollinate, that can help other things survive and grow and be luscious and fruitful. And with the Mars energy of today, and when you're interpreting spirit, totem, and power animal messages, I always say, listen, take in mind, take in account like the sayings of the day. Like we've been saying busy as a bee for what, centuries now? And today is a Mars energy, so it's time to get with it. It's time to fly wherever you want to fly. The other thing is, this is miraculously like the third time that miracles have come up in the last 3 or 4 days. And just like I said earlier about bees not being aerodynamically designed to fly, if bee is buzzing in as your spirit animal, it's a reminder to trust in miracles. If you really identify with bee, man, a lot of people I know have adopted bee as their totem animal. You just listen. You just want to smell your beautiful fragrant flowers, and you just want to make your honey, and you want to gift people the world with the sweetness of life and that gorgeous sun energy. Egyptians loved bee as an emblem for the lower body. It's about energy. It's about birth. It's about resurrection. And there are a lot of myths that talk about the sun's tears. The sun god's tears, Ra, became the first worker bees. And that's, when you go back to the Egyptians, that ties into the sacral chakra of today. Now, I will also say, I'm going to add this really quickly, and I hope all of this has been helpful. If bee is your power animal, it is time for you to start invoking abundance, whatever that means for you. And 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 again, because bees live in colonies, they all work together. They consider, they've got a system, but they do consider how one thing is going to affect the whole. I would really encourage you that bees are, they show us that we can have whatever kind of abundance we want. And that might seem like a durr. Okay, she's told us that like 4 days in a row, but abundance doesn't stop. It's not on the outside of you, it's on the inside of you. What do you want more of, and what do you want none of or less of? This is all bringing me back around to bees and sound therapy. I did a reading for a gal one time, and oh my God, all I could hear in my head was bees, which I'm very familiar with the sound of being in the middle of a big apiary, because my sister, her husband, their whole family was in the bee business and had a big honey business here in Florida for a long time. And when you stand in the middle of a sizable, colony of bees, and they get to zzz, it vibrates everything around you. So, what kind of sound therapy do you need? And that, for that gal's reading, it led me to negative self-talk. All I could hear was her voice right below the bzzz of the bees. And my gosh, the things that went through that poor girl's head, like every day, all day long. So the abundance might be, it's time to be your own big giant sunflower, or whatever kind of flower you love that bees love. And this is going to sound a little weird, but maybe pollinate yourself, or work very closely with bee energy as your totem or your power animal, because there's a lot more power there than you might think. And once you get the hang of letting that be that sound, and you can find that on YouTube. I directed her to YouTube. She wrote me back like 3 weeks later. She's like, "You're not going to believe this, but," and she said she'd never felt so cleansed or so good in her whole life. No Reiki session, no this session, no that session. Just sitting there with her headphones on, listening to the thrum of bees, and she imagined it starting in her crown chakra and going all the way down through her feet, and letting all the negativity out of Mother Earth. If it wasn't a pure, sparkly, beautiful golden, which, by the way, thank you guys that wrote in and were like, it's the vagal nerve, Bernadette, it's the vagus nerve. Yes, okay, I got it. Thank you, thank you. Goodness, I couldn't think of it. But that's the nerve that runs through your body, that golden thread that connects everything. So they did not stop their sound therapy, their bee sound therapy, until they could feel and visualize every bit of that. I don't know if you've ever seen a really fine quality honey, but it's a gold that makes you think, my God, did they like shave off 18 karat or 20 karat gold in there? It sparkles and it shines and it's clear and it's so delicious. Belgian waffles and honey. That's the way to go, y'all. But um, they really worked that. So if you've got some stuff going on, whatever it is, but in particular as regards abundance, and even more importantly, negative self-talk, call on B as your power animal to get you out of that, because you don't need any of that. You need to be a bright, beautiful flower. Yes, it's probably the only time you'll ever hear me say you need to do something. I never say it, but I am of the opinion that everybody needs to be their own well pollinated, well fertilized, well cared for, beautiful, blooming, blossoming flower, whatever that means to y'all. So I hope this has been helpful. Pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get all the daily readings sent. You know, you get that little ping, that little notification every day. You don't want to miss that. And as always, go out, go forth, make honey, and be wild.